Hi, I thought I'd talk about the digital age, or the fact that our children are exposed to so many screens these days. Now, I know that as a parent, we quite frequently have to employ an iPad or a screen on occasion just to get some peace. Now, I'm not condoning or anything about that. I'm just going to explain the impact of screens on our children's eyes, and even our eyes for that matter. Okay, so a recent conference I went to indicated that 70 or so percent of Australian children will be myopic by 2020, which is not very far away. And I found that statistic incredibly alarming. And the reason behind that statistic was the exposure to screens and their proximity to their eyes. Our eyes weren't designed for close work. They were designed to look far, far in the distance. Okay, so when we start doing concentrated tasks up close, certain people tend to get myopic, which means they end up short-sighted, which means the distance is blurry all the time and they have to wear glasses. So there are protective measures that you can employ to try and stop this from happening to your child. So these include having them play outside about 2.5 hours a day. So obviously if they're playing outside at school for lunch and that sort of thing, that comes into that 2.5 hours. It doesn't mean that they have to be playing sport outside, though being active is obviously good for their health. But the research has indicated 2.5 hours of play outside can be a protective feature so that your child does not end up myopic. Okay, another thing you can do is to limit the time that your children are actually sitting on the screen in a sitting. So break it up into 15 or 20 minute sessions, and then they have to be looking further away so their eyes don't get locked for close focus, so they get that break in between. Another thing you can do is actually have blue blocking coatings on your lenses, so you're blocking the blue lights out of the screen, because the blue light can actually lead to macular degeneration, which is not great. And also it has been shown to disrupt sleeping patterns by affecting your pineal gland. Okay, so there are a few little tips and things you can do. Obviously we as parents can't control what screen exposure time they get at school, but we can control what they're doing at home. And maybe if we explain to them why it's important that they have breaks and that they don't hold their iPads or phones too close to their face, then that should make a big difference, hopefully, in their vision in the long term. Thank you.